All the while, swings in the stock markets have taken a bite out of American optimism. Consumer sentiment fell in September for the fourth month in a row. Apple is up a fraction. At its annual conference in San Francisco, it said it will make a larger screen iPad tablet for business users, and a software update for the Apple Watch will allow outside developers to write more sophisticated apps. But Barnes & Noble is down 16% after reporting a wider first-quarter loss as sales of its Nook e-reader and digital books fell sharply. And U.S. job openings surged to almost 6 million in July, suggesting strength in the economy ahead of the Fed's interest rate meeting coming up next week. John Lesher, CNBC Radio.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution. EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
Do you want to learn how to mask your identity to browse inappropriate websites and stream media while at the office?
Well, we can't help you with that. But among the many IT problems we solve, Barracuda's web security solutions keep online activity clean and ensure internet bandwidth performance. Reclaim your network, like 150,000 other businesses already have. To learn more about preventing web-based threats, visit barracuda.com/web.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Good afternoon. It's 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the latest in live local news here on Kcaa 1050 AM. Deputies Nick Downey, 33, Michael Phelps, 29, and Charles Foster, 34, pleaded not guilty yesterday in San Bernardino County Superior Court to one felony charge each of assault by a peace officer. If convicted, they could face between 16 months and 3 years in custody. They were among 10 deputies involved in the arrest of Francis Jared Pusak last April. The Apple Valley man fled from authorities and then led them on a 3-hour chase across the high desert, which ended when Pusak fell off a stolen horse. A KMBC4 News helicopter filmed the arrest, which included several minutes of the deputies hitting and kicking Pusak. Deputies were told Pusak was armed and dangerous. And an Indio man was arrested yesterday on suspicion of killing a Coachella man whose body was found in a burning car. Andrew John Muir, 27, was taken into custody after Riverside County Sheriff deputies carried out several search warrants in Indio and Coachella. Muir's arrest came a month after the investigation into the death of 38-year-old Jason Matthew Cuppet. Cuppet remains were found August 14th when deputies responded to reports of a car on fire in the area of Vista del Norte. Muir remains in custody without bail. And Riverside County supervisors got raises this summer because salaries for Superior Court judges went up 2.4% July 1st. They now make $189,000 plus a year. So did the annual base for county supervisors. A formula reaffirmed by supervisors last year set their salaries at 80% of what judges earn. And the judges also got raises because their wages are tied to the pay of other California state employees who also receive received pay increases. Inland Empire weather, once again, muggy today. Variable clouds out there, chance of showers, highs near 102. Overnight lows about 75. Going to be a real warm one tonight. Right now, we're already at 101 degrees in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive. An accident just cleared through Corona on the 91 westbound. That was right before the 15 and Highway 71. And the truck that was jackknifed has been cleared from the carpool lane, so that is good news. Also, an accident cleared through Camp Pendleton, the 5 at North Basilone Road. So things are looking pretty good out there at this time. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM. Dave Ramsey coming up next.
Witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people.
Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Thank you for being here. Amy starts off this hour in Houston, Texas. Hi, Amy. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
Good.
So my husband and I are expecting our first baby come October.
Yay!
I know, we're so overjoyed. But I'm calling because I just had my best sales quarter to date with my company, and we will be expecting that large bonus payout in August.
Yay!
And I know, it's perfect timing. So my question is, once my baby and I are home from the hospital, happy and healthy, should the money go toward daycare or savings, a college fund, or something else entirely? We're just not really sure what to do with it.
It would go right up your baby steps. Are you familiar with our baby steps?
Yes.
No.
So we just finished off paying actually about $143,000 in debt on Good Friday.
Wow.
Yes.
So
very,
you're
very
debt-free, including your home, or everything but your home?
everything but our home.
Good.
And then
how big is your bonus check?
It's going to be gross of $50,000.
Way to go, kiddo! Ding, ding, ding! I love it. Okay,
So
so you're out of
33?
debt. You're out of debt, and you have your emergency fund in place.
We had about $15,000 in savings. I don't know if that would be considered large enough or not.
Okay, well, your emergency fund should be how much? How much do we say in baby step 3?
I guess 3 to 6 months.
Of expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are your monthly expenses if both of you lost your job? What's it take to operate that place?
I'd have to double check on that.
Okay. So you guys aren't doing a budget then, are you?
We have gotten away from the budget since paying off the debt. We're guilty of that.
Okay. So prior to the debt, what was your monthly expenses?
Probably around $5,000 to $7,000.
Okay. Let's just make up 5. If we did 6 times that, that'd be 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we did 3 times that, it'd be 15. So you're on the low side at 15. Might be a little more. I'd probably beef that up a little bit. It makes sense to have a little more. 15. I'd want it to 20 or 25. So we'll take some of that out of that bonus check and make that happen, right?
Okay.
Or actually, it's all going in there to start with until baby comes, and so we're going to leave it in there, leave 25 in there, and then that's going to give us, if we take 10 out, you got gross of 50, so you're getting home with probably, 35 or 40, and so you're going to end up with about 30 when we take 10 out. And then we go to baby step 4, which is 15% of your income going into retirement. Are you doing that yet?
My husband is. I have not started yet on my paycheck.
Okay, then you would start that after maternity leave, right?
Okay, yes.
And then so that step's done without touching this money. Then if we wanted to really chunk some money down for college, you can throw up to $10,000 into a 529. And the only kind of 529 you do is a type where you control the mutual funds. And, get you some good growth stock mutual funds, get with one of our endorsed local providers. And you do that a couple of years in a row, hit it that hard, and it sounds like you're going to be able to. College will be done.
Oh, my gosh, that's incredible.
You think about setting aside like $20,000 when they're babies, it'll grow to plenty by the time they're old enough. So sit down with the ELP and run the calculations on it, how much you want to have for that. And then the next baby step is to pay off the house early, right?
Yeah.
And so if I had 40 and I put 10 extra in my emergency fund, which leaves me with 30, and I put 10 in the kids, that'd be 20 left over. I'm going to throw 20 at the emergency fund. I might spend a little. Might splurge some of it, might go on a cruise or buy a couch or whatever it is you're itching to do, move up in car a little bit, but then I'd throw the rest of it. Any money you get from this point forward, you just start chunking it on that house. That house is going to be paid off in no time.
Wow, okay.
So that's just walked right up the baby steps. You've heard those before, but that's how we would apply them to your situation, okay?
That's great. Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the baby. It's awesome. Ashley's in Atlanta. Hey, Ashley, how are you?
Hey, Dave. How are you?
I am better than I deserve. What's up?
Great. Well, my husband and I bought a home in November of 2013. And at that time, we got a 30-year FHA loan. Mm-hmm. We've been getting mail that we can do a streamline, and we've been looking into trying to get a conventional loan, but don't quite qualify.
Because you don't have enough equity?
Yes, because we don't have enough equity. Mm-hmm. Okay. And but we're told that we could go into a lender paid mortgage insurance that would be much cheaper than the FHA, saving us about $500 a month. Mm-hmm. Should we do that deal, or should we wait until we have enough to do a conventional?
How far off are you on being able to do the conventional?
About 50 or 60,000.
Ooh, a bunch.
Yeah, a bunch.
All right. Lender paid is okay. You just want to make sure you know exactly what you're getting into there. And the FHA PMI is just really high, as you found out. So,
yeah, it's very high.
Yeah, so anything you can do to get a cheaper interest rate and to get the PMI cost down until you can do away with it is going to be a good thing. You just got to be careful that you don't get into an adjustable rate and you don't get into a balloon mortgage of any kind and all of that kind of stuff. So, that's going to be a fine way to go other than that. So let's just make sure that as you're going that way, and then as quickly as you can get out of PMI of any kind, that's the place to head towards as soon as possible. But $50,000 for most people is going to take you a little while. So thanks for the call. Hey, have you guys heard that our Every Dollar online budgeting tool that we just launched has already got 500,000 people using it? Already 500,000 people using it. This is bizarre. This thing is growing so fast. Now, it is free to use this online budgeting tool. Did you hear me? I said it's free. That's capital F, capital R, capital E, capital E. Free. That's how you say that. Free. Yeah, seriously. It's the easiest way to do a budget. And let me tell you, the people that win with money are doing a monthly budget. Everything changes when you tell your money what to do. A budget is telling your money what to do instead of wondering where it went. And you can track your progress. And, a budget doesn't mean that you can't do things. People using Every Dollar all the time say, hey, my budget told me I could. If you go out to eat and you have money in your restaurant category, you don't have to feel guilty about going out to eat. If you buy clothing, you don't feel guilty about buying clothing. It's in your clothing category. So go to everydollar.com. This budget system will help you track your baby steps. It'll help you track everything, and it's free. Oh, and the iPhone app that goes with it is free. Yeah, it's free. 500,000 people are already loving it. Everydollar.com. Check it out. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
InfoTrack is the weekly show with information you should know. Hi everybody, this is Chris Whitting inviting you to join me and the InfoTrack team as we bring you interviews with top experts on a world of fascinating topics that affect your life, your family, your home, your finances, your health, and much more. That's InfoTrack.
Sundays at 6 a.m.
Right here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
I would absolutely recommend Churchill Mortgage to any of my friends, family, coworkers. They treated me like as if I was buying $1 million home, and that just made such a huge difference, knowing that I'm more around the 100,000 range than $1 million, but yet the treatment was just very respectful and very professional.
Call Churchill Mortgage today or visit us online to discover why we're the only mortgage company Dave Ramsey has ever endorsed.
This is an alert message from the Emergency Alert System for the Riverside San Bernardino metro area.
San Bernardino County is under flood flash warning.
KCAA 1050 AM serves the Riverside San Bernardino area. Please stay tuned to KCAA 1050 AM for any further instructions or information. This concludes this message from the Emergency Alert System.
This is KCAA.
We are farmers. We are all day long doers. Agriculture isn't just our industry, it's our way of life. We invest in equipment that's long-lasting, economical, and environmentally conscious, because that's what it takes to do the job right. We're all about greater horsepower and cleaner emissions, new implements, more attachments, better technology, and dependable engineering. For all your ag equipment needs, we are Kubota.
Tired of spending too much money on an ad and then trying to find your ad in the newspaper, buried among hundreds, even thousands of other ads? Isn't it time you got a great deal when you were trying to sell that car, that dining room set, that refrigerator, or offering your handyman services? Now you can in the Nickel Shopper. For as little as $7.50 per week, your ad can be seen by thousands of eyeballs in the high desert, and they're getting the Nickel Shopper for free. Call today to place your ad in the Nickel Shopper, 760-646-3654, or go to thenickelshopper.com for all the details, 760-646-3654. The Nickel Shopper, now in the IE.
Freeway Auto Center is your road to home. Now open and ready to send you home in a much better car than you're driving now. Freeway Auto Center has a special phone number for KCAA listeners. Get ready, get a pen. Here's the number you need. Right now, in the 909 area code, call 269-8731. Got it? 269-8731. That's the number you need for Freeway Auto Center. Just call 909-269-8731 and ask for the road to home. You may need to unload a car that costs more to fix than you paid for it. Maybe you need a dependable car for your kids to go to college. Maybe it's just time. Freeway Auto Center on Waterman, north of the 10, has the selection you're looking for. Freeway Auto Center will get you there. Call 909-269-8731. That's 269-8731. That's your number for Freeway Auto Center.
San Bernardino, Loma Linda, Rialto listens to KCAA Radio.
Joining us, America. Our question of the day comes from Blinds.com. Is the glare of the sun making your patio a miserable hot zone? What you need is an exterior shade from Blinds.com. They got a variety of styles from contemporary to traditional. They're easy to install, and the prices are, of course, incredible. Go to Blinds.com right now. You can reclaim your patio. Carolyn is in Maine. I'm behind on my electric bill, but I've been paying on the balance every month. Now they're threatening to shut me off if I don't pay them the total balance. Can they do that? Well, sure. Yeah. Your electric bill's due in full every month, and if you don't pay it in full, they can shut you off. Most communities have some guidelines for the utility to not put someone's life in danger if there are small children in the home or elderly in the home, and there's heat or heating involved in the winter or cooling involved in extreme heat in the summer. If you're in an area that has that, which Maine would probably not qualify. But, sometimes they will hold off a bit based on the temperature outside and if someone's life's in danger. But short of that, yeah, you have to pay the whole bill. And they don't have to work with you, and they don't have to take payments. Different utilities have different levels of help with that. I don't know what your situation is, Carolyn. I will tell you this. The number of times that in 25 years of doing financial coaching, if you have any income at all, the first thing you should buy is food. The second thing you should buy is lights and water. The third thing you should do is pay your rent. And until you've done those things, you should do nothing else. And so if you have any income at all, food is first, lights and water are second. And so what I'm telling you is don't pay your house payment until you get your, don't pay your car payment. Don't pay any of your other debts until you get your electric bill current. Food would be the only thing that would trump utilities. And so I'm guessing you have some income that you've just allocated it wrong. The number of times I have met people who are behind on their mortgage and are behind on their electric and their water, but they're current with MasterCard and student loans is amazing. That happens in here with financial coaching. Every week we see that. Because they won't call you and bother you. They just cut you off with the electricity. They're not going to pester you. And MasterCard calls you if they heard a rumor you might be late. They bother the crud out of you. So that's the thing. I think, Carolyn, if I'm in your situation, what I'm going to do is reprioritize the money that you have coming in. And as soon as you have enough money set aside for food for that month, every other dollar is going to go to this electric bill until it's current. I don't want to pay anybody else until it is. Immediately, make it first. Debbie's in Sacramento. Hi, Debbie. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So my question that I'd like your advice on is I have an opportunity to change companies, and I wanted to hear your advice. I'm on baby step 2, and I owe a lot of money to Sally Mae. I have $109,000 of debt. 65 of that is student loans, and 34 is that dreaded car. And I currently have a regular position where I make $122 a year. Mm-hmm. And this opportunity is a 1-year contract as a consultant for $200, where I would travel 75% to 80% of the time. And I had some health concerns about 2 years ago. I had a TIA, a mini stroke. Mm-hmm. And so I really focus a lot on my eating and exercise and sleep and keeping my stress level low. So I'm wondering...
None of that's conducive with travel.
Yes. And I used to travel many years ago a lot, and it was very stressful.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, in a year I could pay off my debt with that big of an increase. Would it be worth it?
You said you make did I hear 122 base? Do you have commission or something above that?
No, that's currently what I make and that includes all my benefits. I have a great benefit package at where I work now.
Okay.
And so this is $200 as a 1-year contract.
You're single?
Purchase. And I'm single.
And you're
my son's grown.
And okay, so you're what, in your 50s?
I am 49.
49, okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'm currently cash flowing my master's program. I'm halfway through. So it would still allow me to continue to do that and pay everything off in the year.
Yeah. Do you like the people you currently work for?
I'm ready for a new opportunity.
Okay. All right. Well, it does. It sounds like it's going to be miserable, and you're going to be unstable coming out of it because you have a 1-year deal and then you're on the street.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're ready to leave this place anyway, the thing you got to do is you got to have a game plan for at the end of 1 year. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And are you going to stay on the road? How long are you willing to stay on the road? I want you to have a 5-year and a 10-year mentality about this process, not just a 1-year mentality.
Okay.
Because it's going to leave you burned. And so, basically we're saying you could go do this for a year, you'd be debt free, but then you'd really want to come off the road, wouldn't you?
Yes.
And in your field, is that possible?
If I want to stay at that level of income,
you wouldn't have any need to.
Yes, I wouldn't have any need to. And so, yes, there are roles.
So you think at the end of a year you could land something and come back off the road at about your current salary?
Correct. It's a high-demand specialty role.
Okay. And do you own a home?
Yes, I do.
Would it require you to move when you came off the road?
Quite possibly.
Yeah. High-demand specialty sounds narrow. Sounds like there's not 8,000 of these per city, whatever this is you do. So
correct.
Okay.
Correct. It's doing lean work in healthcare.
Okay. I mean, I can't judge your stress level and your health, and you can. It sounds like that you only want to do this for 1 year for sure, and you need to have an exit strategy where you're going to land after this year. And if you can stand it and you want to go pay a price for 1 year and get this mess cleaned up, and you're not that thrilled about where you are anyway, it's not a bad move. I mean, I can do anything for a year. Lots of people do, put up with all kinds of garbage for a year. But just, if you're fragile enough physically, that would scare me. So you kind of got to, you might want to talk it through with your doc. But I mean, you can get regimented and disciplined on the road. It just takes chunks out of your schedule when you're traveling. Different workout facilities and, things like that to keep the exercise program going. And eating is just a complete pain in the butt on the road if you're trying to eat healthy and all that. So, I mean, it's tough. So, but you can do it, but it takes a little extra money, it takes a little extra time. You have to allocate in your day and in your process that you're using, when you're traveling. So I would talk it through with your physician and see what they think. And if you feel emotionally up to it and physically up to it, it's certainly a good financial move. And if you've got a place to land, it's not a bad career move. So, I would go forward if you're up to it. But that's a decision only you can make. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This is KCAA.
California headline news. Those 3 Santa Clara County Corrections deputies already facing murder charges in the beating death of an inmate are facing more charges related to another inmate.
We filed against all 3 of these correctional officers murder for the death of Michael Tyree. We also filed felony assault charges against these 3 correctional officers for an assault on a different inmate.
DA Jeff Rose and the 3 accused were in court Tuesday, waiving arraignment and not entering a plea. Another hearing is set for next week. They're putting the finishing touches on plans for that parade honoring 3 hometown heroes in Sacramento. Spencer Stone, Anthony Sadler, and Alex Scarlatos will get the honors Friday afternoon.
We talk about Sacramento as a place with an indomitable spirit, and I don't think there's anyone who better showcase this on a world stage than these 3 young men.
Organizer Erica Bjork says the parade will finish with a celebration on the steps of the state capitol building. The 3 stopped an attacker on a train in France last month. Geico weather, the high-pressure system keeps temperatures in triple digits in many areas. Jeff Scott, California News.
The 2015 Kcaa features plush leather seating that will feel to your hemorrhoids like sitting on lava-hot knitting needles.
Not if you step up to relief with the power of 2 from Preparation H. First, use Preparation H medicated wipes to soothe as they clean. Then Preparation H Maximum Strength Cream to relieve pain and burning.
Now sink into that rich upholstery. Luxurious.
Preparation H. Don't stand for hemorrhoids. Use as directed.
And try specially formulated medicated wipes for women.
This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. This could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. A General Steel building can save you as much as half the cost and time of similar conventional construction. And we're offering rebates of up to $20,000 to help you build today. Call General Steel for free information that could save you thousands. Call 888-98-STEEL. That's 888-98-STEEL. 888-98-STEEL.
I want to keep my lawn.
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 We want to keep our lawn.
This is Rob from the Water Zone Show. Tune us in every Thursday evening at 6 p.m. and we'll tell you how to keep your lawn while reducing your landscape water usage.
The Water Zone on Kcaa 1050 AM.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
KCAA invites you to support our very own Relationships 2.0 host, Michelle Skeen, in raising funds for the Ronald McDonald House Charities in the 38th Annual Chicago Marathon, October 11th. Every year, RMHC and its local chapters give more than 7 million children the strength to persevere as they run their own marathons, fighting illness and injury throughout months, sometimes years. Michelle will be running in the marathon, and if you would like to join her in becoming a Team RMHC runner, please go to the RMHC homepage or simply Google RMHC, Ronald McDonald House Charities. You can also help by contributing in fundraising efforts or by becoming part of the year-round sponsorship of Ronald McDonald House Charities. For more information about RMHC, visit rmhc.org. And remember to give your support to KCAA's Relationships 2.0 host, Michelle Skeen, as she runs the 38th Annual Chicago Marathon in support of Ronald McDonald House Charities. Will we see another housing and stock market bubble? Find out September 24th at the Inland Empire Economic Forecast Conference at Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario. With internationally noted economists, hear national, state, and local economy forecasts and gain valuable insight from real-world analysis. Featuring guest speaker Melissa Francis, anchor and host of Fox Business Network, will separate the Washington and Wall Street spin. That's Thursday, September 24th at 7 a.m. The 6th Annual Inland Empire Economic Forecast Conference at Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario. Presented by Citizens Business Bank and hosted by the Inland Empire Center of Claremont McKenna College and the UCLA Anderson Forecast. Sponsored by Oromore Automotive Group and KCAA. For tickets, call 909-607-7265 or visit inlandempirecenter.org. That's 909-607-7265 or visit inlandempirecenter.org.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Tom Ladd for this afternoon. Chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny and a high near 102 degrees. Light and variable wind out of the west at 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight with the low around 75. A southwest wind at 5 to 10, becoming southeasterly in the evening. Winds could gust as high as 20 miles per hour. Thursday, chance of showers and thunderstorms after 11 a.m. Sunny and a high near 101 degrees. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, KCAA.
Mississippi, in the middle of the dry.
Ramsey Solutions. Andrew and Brianne are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Great. How are you?
How are you, Dave?
Welcome, welcome. Where do you guys live?
We live in Macon, Missouri.
Oh, fun. What's that near?
Columbia, Missouri, about an hour north of there.
Absolutely. Know right where that is. Okay. Well, welcome to Nashville. And you came here to do your debt-free scream?
We did.
I love it. How much have you paid off?
We have paid off $65,750.
I love it. And how long did that take you?
23 months.
Making what kind of money during that time?
About $65,000 up to about $68,000.
Good for you. Wow. Did you sell some stuff?
We did. When we first got married, anything that wasn't attached to the house was in a garage sale. I sold a hunting and fishing truck and a trumpet.
Whoa. What did the truck bring?
$3,000.
Okay. Is that the biggest thing you sold?
That's the biggest thing we sold, yes.
Okay. Way to go. Because, I mean, you're paying off at a rate of about $33,000 a year while making $65,000. That's beans and rice, rice and beans. That's very careful budgeting.
From the start.
So tell me what the story is. Tell me what happened 23 months ago.
Well, it actually started a little bit earlier than 23 months ago. I started out understanding a grandfather from the Great Depression taught me to be careful with money.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of going to a large university, I went to a small state college turned state university where the scholarships were stackable.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually came out of college making $10,000 and put that in an account where I could then use that to pay off my master's. And so I came out of school with 2 degrees debt-free.
Wow.
And then 23 months ago, we got married. And that's where the process started.
Okay.
Because I brought in a lot of debt.
Okay. So is this $66,000 was all you?
The bulk of it, yes.
The bulk of it? What was it? Student loan debt?
Yes, about $45,000 of it was student loans, unfortunately, for an undergrad and a master's degree. And then I had a little bit of that was left on my car and a little bit on a credit card. And then about $13,500 was a home improvement loan that he had started with on the house that he had started renovating before we got married.
Okay.
So
cool.
the bulk of it was mine.
So what is your master's in, Brianne?
Well, my master's is in elementary education. I teach kindergarten.
Oh, cool. Very cool. And what about you, Andrew?
Mine is in school counseling. I started out as a music teacher, and now I'm an elementary school counselor.
Oh, fair. So both of you there. And the young lady, what is her name?
This is Miss Lena.
And Lena's how old?
She'll be 5 months next week.
Oh, my goodness. They go fast, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I love it. That's so fun. Well, congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
So just getting married, and you said you never wanted dad, and then you came in. So, Brianna, y'all start talking about marriage, and you find out Andrew's a tightwad. He doesn't want any dad. So how did this discussion go?
Well, I mean, I had friends that were like, when I told them, like, this guy I would like, he doesn't have any debt, and when we go on dates, we don't spend a lot of money. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to have the things I wanted like I do before. And they're like, yeah, that's right. But, I've learned that is okay. And, the hardest part for me was to just come clean. And well, not necessarily come clean, but just to come to the realization of how much debt I did have, because I was just so far in it, especially with the student loans, that I kind of gave up on keeping track of it. And I had actually underestimated when I first told him how much debt I had. And so, it was very humbling and embarrassing for me to sit down and have that conversation with someone that had absolutely none of that.
Yeah.
So.
But then you guys decided, okay, we're going to start our marriage and we're going to clean this up.
Yeah, we got married in June of 2013, and the very next month we started tackling the debt. And he had encouraged me even before we got married about, well, you can pay more. And he helped me with some of my finances before we even got married. And so, like I said, that first month after we got married, we tackled it.
So, Andrew, you just grew up with just common sense in the family.
Pretty much. I'm not going to say that we lived completely debt-free, but we lived very conservatively and just making sure we watched how much we spent and what we spent it on. There wasn't a lot of big splurges other than family vacations.
Very cool. So now, Lena's T-shirt has a message on it.
Yes.
Her little baby tiny T-shirt.
Her baby tiny T-shirt says, Dave Ramsey changed my family tree, because that's one of the bulk reasons we did this. We knew we wanted to have children, and we knew that at some point we would like to adopt. And we knew that as long as we were tied down by debt, we would never be able to do those things, and our children would grow up with the same yoke that we had. And so we wanted to change it for her and for future children.
So no more debt ever.
No more debt.
You broke the back of it. It's done.
It's done.
What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is? You did this in 23 months. That was very intense.
I think the key is being on the same page. It's a marriage, and she mentioned the debt coming from her side, and I could have been angry or bitter about it, but when you say I do, it's for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, and understanding that her debt became my debt, and we needed to work together to clean it up. And it was more of a marriage issue than it was a budgeting issue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Brian, what do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
It's the same thing that it seems that everybody tells you, Dave. It is really about communicating and having a budget, and for me sometimes it was just putting my wants aside and only having needing. It's the things that I need, not because I want it. And and Andrew taught me it's garage sales and the Goodwill and all those great places, and I've learned that those are good resources and places to shop.
I figure you can buy it after somebody else ate the depreciation on it.
There you go. Well, that's true in most cases. The good news is you don't have any debt, so now you got a little wiggle room and you can actually enjoy some things.
There you go.
And so you've lived like no one else. Now you can live and give like no one else.
Exactly.
So congratulations. All right, Andrew and Brianne from Columbia, Missouri, and Lena. $66,000 paid off in 23 months, making $65,000 to $68,000 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Way to go, you guys. You made it through. Excellent job. That's great. Oh, I love it. I love it. Well done. Mike's with us in San Antonio, Texas. Hey, Mike, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. I appreciate you taking time this afternoon for me.
Sure, man. How can I help?
Well, I guess the easiest way to start is I'm kind of new to this whole thing with the debt and understanding it and getting out of it. And the hard part is a series of life events, for the past few years have kind of been two sides of the same coin. Every good thing that's happened has had some negative financial aspects to it, the education to get me to the career and the credentials therein to get to this career I love and I'm passionate about is expensive. So student loans, 2 catastrophic failures and repairs with cars while I was in grad school that I didn't have savings to cover. So credit card debt. There just seems like there's a lot of debt and not enough income in this career field. And now my wife, the love of my life, and I are expecting our first child in January. So I'm just looking for some advice and some.
What is your career field?
I'm a social worker.
Okay. What is it that draws you to that?
Just the fact that I get to wake up every day and help kids and families in need. I'm specifically in the foster care area, so I get to help kids get loving homes that they can grow up and thrive in.
Okay. Well, I think what you've got to do is to find maybe different career paths to accomplish the exact same thing in terms of what you enjoy about this and what is fulfilling about this. But also, it doesn't necessarily have to be you have to be a government social worker. There's a lot of different ways you can do, quote, social work. An example of what I'm talking about is I'm a teacher, but I'm a highly paid teacher. And so, I just chose not to be in the classroom. Teaching was never my trade, but it is my gift. It is what I love, and it's what I do every day. And so I think that's the thing you've got to look at is if your income part of the equation is what's messing you guys up and keeping you from working a wealth-building plan that's good for you and your family, then don't just assume that the only way you can do work you love is to be poorly paid for it. There has to be another way to manifest those gifts and that calling in your life. Hold on, I'm going to send you a copy of a book called Start that might help you on that.
John Elway. Did you know that John Elway's Crown Toyota is the largest volume Toyota dealer in the Inland Empire? Here to give you the details is the General Sales Manager, Kara Brindley.
Well, at John Elway's Crown Toyota, we listen to you. And ever since we've changed to our new process, we post our one price, which is our best price, up front on every single vehicle. Now, customers are telling me they look forward to buying their next car from us.
So come visit John Elway's Crown Toyota today in the Giant Ontario Auto Center where the 10 and 15 meet.
One price, simple, no games.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Hi, this is Cynthia Hammer. Listen to my show, Hammering Away, Saturday at 7 p.m. on Kcaa 1050 a.m., where we cool down the hot topics of the week.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
For more local radio every day, listen to KCAA.
You are here. There's no better time than right now to get serious about making a plan for your money. If you're ready to get out of debt, start living life like you wanted, think about what it'd be like to have no payments. What if you didn't have any payments? How much could you give? How many people could you help? Do you understand that the payments you're paying, if you were to invest that same amount of money, how wealthy you would become? Financial Peace University has helped over 4 million people change their lives. In the first 90 days, from the time you start Financial Peace University, the average family pays off $5,300 in debt and saves $2,700. That's an $8,000 turnaround in 3 months. It's 9 nights, 9 lessons, and you're going to learn not only about budgeting and getting out of debt, but about investing and saving wisely. This is the class on how to handle money that you should have been made to take before we let you out on the world. Financial Peace University. Over 40,000 churches have taught this now. So to take the first steps and get into a class, just go to DaveRamsey.com and you can find a class near you, or you can call customer care at 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223. Mike's with us in Nashville. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, Dave. Great. How are you? It's an honor to talk to you.
You too. What's up?
Yes, sir. My wife and I are celebrating the birth of our second child in April.
Yay!
Yeah, very exciting. We actually, before she was born, we're on baby step 2, and I make about $50,000 a year. We had gone to the hospital and prepaid for all of our services that were rendered with the hospital, And we got it in writing from them that if the birth of our child went normally, about as normal as he could, that this would be the money that we would owe based on our insurance and everything. So we got that in writing, and lo and behold, about a month after she was born, we started getting bills from the hospital in excess of what we were originally out of pocket promised from the hospital, probably around $400, which on our budget is fairly tight. And so I started challenging the charges that were made by the hospital, and we went back and forth, and they sent me an itemized charge, and some of the charges were actually ended up being bogus, and we got an audit from the hospital done, and they ended up reducing the charges by almost $1,600. And so on top of the $1,000 that we prepaid for our child to be born, the hospital is now saying we owe an additional $400. And so it's gone on for about 3 months now. We've gone back and forth.
But you have a letter saying that you would owe no more.
Correct, and that's it's.
What do they say about the letter? Doesn't count? We were lying?
Yeah, they can't really justify it, and now they're in the portion of turning it into collections and now saying...
Yeah,
so
wait a minute. If you have a letter saying that we're not going to charge you any more than $1,000, and now they are trying to charge you more than $1,000, how can they possibly think that they're not going to get sued for $10 million over this?
And that's where I stand, and I've asked several times to meet with somebody in person at the hospital to go over that, and they have keep passing me on to their supervisor over the phone, and they will not meet with me in person. So I'm at the point where I just say, do I let it go to collections, or is it just not worth the headache and just pay the $400 that they say I owe?
I think you've got one of three options. One is just show up down there or find somebody to get a copy of this letter to because they're ignoring it. Who gave you the letter?
When we prepaid, they had an agreement
with who?
With us, and
did you meet with someone?
Yes, it was one-on-one at the hospital, and I was very.
Who did you meet with?
It was one of the secretaries or one of the ladies that does all the prepayment and payments for the hospital.
And she signed the letter.
She didn't sign it, but she wrote it up. Yes.
Okay. Who signed it?
Their supervisor for the hospital.
And you've presented this letter back to them with a supervisor's signature, and they say what?
You're listening.
They say that, well, I haven't actually been able to get a hold of anybody because every time I call them, they keep forwarding.
Well, you managed to get a hold of somebody to prepay it.
Yeah, I know. That's the easy part. They'll take your money, but when you try to argue it, they won't talk to you.
Well, go back to the lady's desk where you sat before and sit down at her desk.
Okay.
And just plop your little butt down there and say, go get George or whoever signed the thing. We got to talk. Me and George got a problem.
Okay.
And because otherwise, no, you can't just let it go to collections. They're going to hound you to the end of the earth. They're going to destroy your credit. This is never going to go away. 15 years from now, you're going to try to buy a house, and this stupid thing that you don't owe is going to be on your credit bureau. So you can't just let it go to collections and ignore it. So you either have to address it personally like that, or you're going to have to hire an attorney and sue them.
Can I ask another question?
Or the third option is you could pay them.
Yeah, my wife, it's actually under my wife's name, and she's a stay-at-home mom, and she doesn't
matter.
Have much
You
credit.
did the deal. You sat down with Goober at the desk, and Goober got her supervisor to sign it.
Okay.
I mean, you did that deal. It doesn't matter whose name it's under. You can sit there and go, look, idiots, you did this. Now, when I take this to an attorney, don't you think he's going to take it on contingency and get this plus attorney's fees? Yes, he is.
Okay.
And, you can be nice at first, but my gosh, this is dumb. If everything you're telling me is laid out the way I'm understanding it is, I've never seen a hospital do what you got them to do, so it's a little unusual. You have this letter in your hand, but it's a $400 letter at this stage of the game. And so, yeah, I'm going to hold them to it. And, if you have to hire an attorney, one thing you could do is you could go to the folks at Collection Bully, go to collectionbully.com, and you could turn this over to them. They'll sue them for the $400 and to make it go away, and they'll collect their attorney's fees and probably get you a settlement out of them. But all of that's not necessary if these people would just grow a brain. And so I'm going to give them one more chance. I'm going to go over to the hospital and find the Goober lady and sit down at her desk that you went with before. Just walk in and go, we got to talk. Because George that signed this thing, George and me got a problem, and you got to help me solve this, because otherwise we're getting ready to sue your butt off. And I've always wanted to own a little hospital, so maybe this is the time. Gee, people are silly. Lewis is in Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Lewis, how are you?
Good, Dave. How you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
All right. Well, just quickly, after taking Financial Peace University, I was inspired by you to just become, I don't know what, but some kind of financial advisor where I can help people like you are. But my thing is, what I want to ask you is, what is the best route that you suggest taking? Like, I already have a bachelor's degree, and I already have about $90,000 in student loan debt.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of scared to go back to school and get more debt. Or do you recommend just taking certifications, or I don't know?
Yeah, there's no point in going to a 4-year degree if you're going to go into financial advising. What's your degree in?
Film.
Okay. Have you studied anything around the finance world?
No.
Okay.
I'm totally new to it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can get into companies that will do some training and walk you through the certification process. If, for instance, you went to work for a company that sells mutual funds, like one of our ELPs does or something along those lines, a lot of those will start from scratch and take you through training. It would be good to have some basic financial things under your belt, a few, a couple semesters, even if you're just auditing the class of finance under your belt would be good to, just take those and pay for them separately. But to go back to school and get a 4-year degree, is that necessary to enter the financial field? No, it is not. It's just not. It's not. A lot of people are self-taught in this field and so forth. Is it easier to learn some of the concepts from my perspective because I do have a finance degree? Yes, it's quicker and easier for me to do that. And sometimes I've got some insights that someone that hasn't had that academic training might not have. But can you get out there and do a good job in personal finance without that? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And it's something you could investigate. So I would tell you to start with something along those lines. Thanks for the call. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Robert is on Twitter. You can follow me there at Dave Ramsey if you'd like. Should I include retirement accounts in my will? Most retirement accounts name a beneficiary, and you can mention them in your will, but it's not 100% necessary. And if you're seeking legal advice on your estate plan, whatever your attorney tells you to do regarding that would be the best thing to do. Wills and estate law probate law is state law. It's not federal law. So it changes from state to state as to how necessary some of these things are. As an abundance of caution, I would mention them there, but mention that the beneficiary has been named and that they're not part of the estate. The good news is most of those pass outside of the estate from a probate tax perspective.
Remember where you were on 9/11? Then here's where you should be this Friday, September 11th, at the Breakfast with Our Heroes, a 9/11 memorial ceremony in recognition of local heroes. It takes place at 6:30 a.m. in the Riverside City Hall, Main Street in Riverside, and is presented by AT&T and 88 Impact Foundation. You'll hear from a first responder who was there when the towers came down. Proceeds benefit Riverside Police and Fire. Let us remember together this Friday, 6:30 a.m. at Riverside City Hall.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of BuySellMakeOffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
CNBC Business Radio. Stocks are in negative territory after beginning the day firmly in the plus column. The Dow's down 111 points, the Nasdaq lower by 19. Apple has just unveiled a huge iPad at its big event in San Francisco. The new device is aimed at business customers and sports a massive 12.9-inch screen and stylus called Pencil. iPad Pro has a 10-hour battery life and is nearly 2 times faster. The JOLTS report shows the number of job openings rose to the highest level on record. The most openings were in the highly paid professional and business services sector, but July hires were slightly lower than in June. And today is National Career Day, and to celebrate, Chipotle